The rain is here. We got plenty of it as we head for tomorrow morning. All of that full forecast coming up.
Okay, Jay, mail theft ring. Federal authorities make multiple arrests. And a car crashes into a home. We are live on the scene with what witnesses say happened.
NBC 10 News starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news concerns an investigation into a mail theft ring in Providence, and it leads to multiple arrests. It is the latest in an investigation the I-Team first revealed back in March. The I-Team's Brian Crandall is live in Providence with the breaking developments. Hey there, Brian.
Well, hi, Barbara. And federal court documents just unsealed show at least 6 people have been arrested, most of them at one time postal employees. And federal investigators claim that this alleged mail theft ring was centered out of the Providence Postal Processing and Distribution Center here, a hub for processing mail in our area. Now, the U.S. Attorney for Rhode Island will be holding a press conference this afternoon to announce more details of the investigation and arrests. But again, we're going through court documents that were just unsealed moments ago. I reported in March that businesses in southern New England had received letters from postal investigators that some of their mail, which included checks, had been found in the possession of a postal worker and that the matter was under investigation for possible prosecution. Now it appears that day has come. Again, with these arrests, the result of the investigation. We'll have the details of the announcement and more of what's in the court documents coming up later this afternoon. For now, live in Providence, Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.
Brian, thank you for that live update. We have a weather alert today for the rain that could be heavy at times today. Let's get right on over to the newest member of our NBC 10 Storm Team, AJ Mastrangelo. Hey, AJ.
Yeah, hey, Barbara. That's right. We do have a weather alert day here. Not bringing the great news on my first day on the air, but the rain is pushing into the region right now. It's really not for the rest of this afternoon. We're most concerned about it'll be later tonight where some of those steadier and heavier showers likely will work into the region. But the rain is here, especially for the south coast. New Bedford starting to see some lighter rain spilling into your region. Providence, TF Green, we've seen a few showers already, and there's more of them down towards the south coast. Narragansett, Westerly, some light to moderate shower activity. This will likely persist here over the coming hours. If we take a look at temperatures, warmest off to the north where the rain is not persistent. 67 Boston, 68 up in Worcester, but more of that southerly flow coming right off the Atlantic Ocean, keeping our temperatures in the 50s here. Newport, Little Compton, 57, 58 degrees, and in between that here in Providence, sitting in at 62. As you can see through the rest of the afternoon, showers kind of off and on to 5 p.m. Temperatures hanging in those mid 60s. We're down into the 50s through the overnight, 11 p.m. 2 a.m. That's really when we start to see some of the heaviest downpours of this storm system work into the region. Precip chances most elevated as we continue through our daytime tomorrow. We have a better looking end of the week, Friday and Saturday. Then as we head for the late weekend, early next week, a few showers may be working into the region. But the big details will be for that flooding potential as we continue into tomorrow morning. Full details on that coming up very shortly.
Okay, see you a little bit later on, AJ. Hey, also breaking at noon, a car crashes into a house that also operates a salon on Coeusett Avenue in West Warwick. And that's where we find NBC 10's Allegra Zamor, who is live with the details. Hey, Allegra.
Yeah, Barbara, well, right now, crews are here cleaning up this mess right now, but it was a very different story just a few hours ago when we first arrived on the scene. Now, just to give you a little bit of context as to where this all happened, I'm on Coeusett Avenue, as you mentioned, just a few hundred yards down the street from the Station Nightclub Memorial site. Now, you can see here in this video from earlier that there's damage to the side of the house where the car came crashing through, knocking down 2 walls. The son of the people who own the house tells me an elderly woman came out of the car wash across the street and crashed into the home here. He says his mom runs a hair salon out of the house, but no customers were inside when it happened. There's no word on if the driver of the car was injured. He says his parents are obviously very shaken up, but they are glad to be okay. Now, I did reach out to the police for more information about this incident, but we have not heard back yet. We will continue to update this story as more information becomes available. Live in West Warwick, Allegra Zamor, NBC 10 News.
Allegra, thank you. A problem of a different kind for a car in Pawtucket this morning. Look at this. It got stuck in a sinkhole that was caused by a water main break on Central Avenue. The break happened at American Insulated Wire last night just before midnight. Water has now been shut off to that condominium complex. Today, we are waiting for the medical examiner's report on the body found in the Pawtucket River in Cranston yesterday. A kayaker discovered the body of a man in the water near the end of Mill Street about 5 p.m. Police aren't releasing any more information until the ME determines how the man died. In Florida, the pickup truck driver who allegedly caused yesterday's deadly bus crash was in court this morning. Brian Howard is facing 8 counts of DUI manslaughter. The bus was carrying dozens of farm workers when it was hit by the truck. 8 people were killed and 40 others injured. Another day of testimony is underway in the Karen Reed murder trial. A friend of the Albert family was back on the stand first thing this morning. Juliana Nagel testified that she saw a black blob, that's how she described it, outside the Albert home the morning Boston police officer John O'Keefe was killed, but that she couldn't make out what it was. Reed is accused of hitting O'Keefe with her car and then leaving him in the snow to die. But the defense claims she was framed as part of a cover-up, possibly led by the Albert family. Now to the war in Ukraine, where Russian forces are making incremental gains in their offensive in the northeast. Ukraine's military has withdrawn troops from several hotspots in Kharkiv to avoid more losses. In an indication of just how serious the threat is, President Volodymyr Zelensky has postponed all planned foreign trips. Now, this comes as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Ukraine to reassure the country of Washington's continued support. Blinken met today with Ukraine's foreign minister, and he announced a new $2 billion arms deal. Most of the money comes from the long-awaited package approved by Congress last month. Now to Decision 2024. President Biden and Donald Trump have just agreed to 2 debates. The first one will be aired on June 27th on CNN. This comes just after Biden issued a challenge to Trump this morning.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
By that, he is referring to Trump's hush money trial, which doesn't have court on Wednesdays, including today. The second debate will be in September. Both sides still have to agree to ground rules. Still ahead on NBC 10 News at noon, wildfires across Canada, how that's already affecting some parts of the U.S. And former President Jimmy Carter's condition. We're going to have the latest.
Thank you for turning to 10, your news leader. NBC 10 News continues right now.
Welcome back, everyone. Wildfires burning across Canada are causing air quality alerts in the U.S. today, mostly in the Midwest. More than 100 fires are burning, mainly in the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta. Thousands are being evacuated from those areas as the wildfires threaten homes and businesses. The armorer convicted in the deadly shooting on the set of the movie Rust is now appealing. Hannah Gutierrez was sentenced to 18 months for the accidental shooting that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. She was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, but the defense claims she was a scapegoat. Actor Alec Baldwin is waiting trial on the same charges. We have an update now on the condition of former President Jimmy Carter. His grandson Jason says Carter is, quote, doing okay as he prepares for the end of his so-called faith journey. The 99-year-old Carter entered hospice care a year and a half ago. His wife Rosalind died last year. Jimmy Carter is the oldest living president in history. Still ahead on NBC 10 News at noon, regrets about the roast. Why Tom Brady says he wouldn't do that again.
Little motivation today if you're trying to change a health habit. I'm Liz Bonus. Meet a woman who says her faith made all the difference. It is just ahead.
Okay, we are taking a look at the lunchtime traffic. Right now, we are taking a live look at 95 in West Greenwich, where you can see it is already raining. Yeah, that's moving in the weather alert forecast when we come back.
Celebrating 75 years of turning to 10. Here's an NBC 10 flashback.
One of the biggest local stories of the 1990s was the Rhode Island banking crisis. People who lost their savings wanted someone to pay, and they found that someone in former bank president Joseph Malacone Jr. Malacone skipped town rather than face charges of embezzling millions, but authorities eventually tracked him down in Utah in April 1992. A year later, he would learn his fate.
How do you find the defendant?
Guilty.
Malacone served 10 years of a 30-year term and is still working to pay more than $12 million in restitution. For NBC 10, I'm Mario Florio.
NBC 10 75th anniversary flashbacks are sponsored by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, DAI Restore, TKO Builders, and Belize Motors.
And here's a look at what's on television tonight. It is Chicago night, so we have all new episodes of Chicago Med at 8, Chicago Fire at 9, and Chicago PD at 10. Then, of course, you can join the NBC 10 News Night team at 11. So how are stocks faring on this hump day? Everything is up. The Dow 251 points, NASDAQ 163. A group of TikTok creators is suing the federal government over the new law that could lead to a ban on the Chinese-owned app. The law requires those owners to sell TikTok or be banned in the U.S. The group suing says they would keep them from creating and sharing their material as well as viewing others' content. Hey, interest rates on new federal student loans are expected to hit a 12-year high. For the upcoming school year, the interest rates for undergraduate loans will be 6.5%. That is up from the current 5.5%. That is the highest it's been since the 2012-2013 school year. If you have an Android phone, you may soon have a new feature to protect you from scam calls. Google is working on a new AI-powered detection feature to warn if the caller is likely attempting to scam you. Users would get alerts during the call when red flags are detected. Google says it will have details on when this will be available later this year. Hey, if you're a big NFL fan, you're going to love this. They will release the 2024 schedule tonight at 8 p.m. I know, I can't wait. Hey, we don't know yet where or when the Patriots' first game will be, but we do know that they will be heading to London again this year. They will play the Jaguars at Wembley Stadium Sunday, October 20th. And you know, Tom Brady says he does have some regrets about doing that roast on Netflix. On a recent podcast, he said he loved the jokes that were about him, but he did not like the way some other jokes affected his kids. He says, yeah, he's not going to do it again. Hey, AJ Mastrangelo, he is the newest member of our Storm Team 10 folks. We'll be back in 15 seconds with your Storm Team 10 forecast.
And here is the kitchen.
When searching for a luxury home, you can't always be there in person, but a RE/MAX agent can help you every step of the way.
Oh my gosh.
Already has been quite a rainy start to 2024. We're keeping that trend going. Unfortunately, here for May, 2.38 our rainfall tally so far this month. That's a good 3/4 above our average for this time of year. And yeah, we're likely adding quite a bit of that later tonight into tomorrow. Year-to-date rainfall, nearly 30 inches. Doesn't include anything that's fallen already today. 11.81 is that differential there. A good 11, nearly a foot above average. The second wettest start to any year since 1905 when those records began. We'll take a live look now with our People's Credit Union Skycam Network, the Coast Guard House Restaurant, looking a bit rainy, a bit gray as we continue through the afternoon hours, not deterring any folks from enjoying what may be a decent afternoon here. Not thinking it's going to rain the entirety of the afternoon, but certainly we head for tonight into tomorrow morning could be a bit of a different story. 57 right now in Narragansett, wind out of the south, 6 miles per hour, visibility 6 miles, and we have seen that visibility drop a little bit with the showers, but as we head for tomorrow morning, that's when we could be seeing those visibility numbers drop even more. It's because we got two low pressure systems, a decaying low out here in the eastern Midwest region, but it's this coastal low that's starting to gain a little bit more strength. And you can see the trajectory of this one moving to the north and the east. Closer look at our Doppler radar as we continue through this afternoon. Some light to moderate showers, maybe a heavier downpour mixed in there, but it's really as we head for the late evening hours into the overnight where some of the steadiest rain pushes on in. Evening commute, 4:30, 6 p.m. Actually, a few pockets of drier conditions expected, but as we head for 10, 11 p.m., the rain overspreads the region from south to north. Vineyard Haven, Falmouth, all getting into it here in those heavier downpours likely through tomorrow morning. The morning commute could be seeing some ponding on the roadways, limited visibility, so make sure you're giving plenty of time with your travels. Maybe set that alarm a good 10, 15 minutes early as we head for tomorrow. The rain does persist even into the afternoon hours. Temperatures getting into the 60s, maybe a little bit more sunshine as we head into our Friday time frame. Wind gusts also going to be most notable down to the south coast. Newport westerly gusting around 20, 30 miles per hour. But overnight, you can see Block Island about 47. The closer you are to the water's edge, the stronger those winds will be. A breezy day on tap as we head for tomorrow. 1 to 2 inches, a widespread amount here for much of Rhode Island, south of Providence, New Bedford, Norwich, westerly. Could be seeing locally heavier heavier amounts, and of course that could lead to the potential for some flash flooding. Of course, we always need to be ready for that. We continue for our forecast track. The weekend forecast looking a little bit better. This is the low we're dealing with now. That races off to the north and the west. The north and the east, this low pressure system dives down to our south, so we're sticking with just the cloudy skies here for the most part. We head into the weekend. Rainy, especially early as we continue for tomorrow. Friday, the sun peaks back out near average in terms of the temperatures. Saturday into Sunday is when we start to see more in the way of some cloud cover starting to build about the region once more. But the rain chances are lower as we head for the weekend compared to what we are seeing for these overnight hours. But Barbara, could be quite a bit of rain as we head for tomorrow morning, so a little extra time on the roadways.
And welcome aboard, AJ.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I wanted to make sure I got his name right. He says, don't say Masterangelo.
Yep, don't say that. Now it's in your head, though.
I know, you put it in my head. It's Mastrangelo, AJ.
You said it very well, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the warm welcome as well.
Yeah, and you have folks in this area, so that's great, too.
Yep, certainly. I got some family in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and everywhere in between.
Okay, loving that. We'll see you at the end of the show.
Sounds good.
Hey, and if you have an Amazon Fire Stick or a Samsung Smart TV, you can now watch NBC 10 News on your time. We are on 24/7. Find us on Amazon Fire TV channels or Samsung TV Plus. Hey, if you want to improve your health or even break a bad habit, a recent report says your faith may help in healing. Liz Bonus explains how.
Hey there, everybody. A recent report from the National Institutes of Health shows you can maintain well-being by putting faith into practice. Those who've done this say it really makes a difference in even the small stuff, such as our health habits.
Casey Bryant, a wife, mother, and pastor of Kentucky's Florence Crossroads Church, says there's something about surrender to the God you believe in, even when it comes to everyday health choices. In her case, it was snacking.
I just very simply just ask him. I say, God, I'm just handing everything over to you. I'm handing over my concerns, especially my concerns with my weight.
This NIH report, which looked at maintaining well-being in the pandemic, says the very act of having any faith and putting it into practice can keep you from getting sick. It also reduces anxiety and fear, which may be the very thing driving you to a hard habit to break. For Casey, that meant finding time to fit in fitness and asking for very specific support to maintain healthy eating habits. Her prayer?
God, I just ask that you come into it. Help me to not want to eat chips and dip. I mean, as simple as that sounds, I literally have to say, just help me not crave those things. Help me get motivated to work out. And it's just a simple prayer like that.
The NIH report backs up what Casey also found to be true. Closeness to something spiritual frees up a part of the brain you likely need for physical wellness.
When we're able to surrender our wants and our needs over to God, it gives us freedom, and he shows up in some incredible ways.
This busy mom said it's made a healthy difference. In just 5 months,
I have lost 11 pounds.
Her advice now? Let go. And you might be surprised how something divine really can help you sweat the small stuff.
Casey's services are online nationwide if you'd like to hear more of her inspiration. She also says any health journey takes time, so it's okay to ask for patience, too. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
Still ahead on NBC 10 News at noon, meet the top dog, this year's fluffy winner of the Westminster. The top dog in the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is, drum roll please, Sage, a 3-year-old black miniature poodle from Houston. She represented the non-sporting group. Sage is the 11th poodle to ever win Best in Show in the club's 148-year history. And the runner-up, a German Shepherd named Mercedes. Today would not be a good day to be in a convertible Mercedes outside because of the rain.
Yeah, certainly. And we'll continue to see more of these kind of off and on showers through the rest of the afternoon and evening. But the rain really picks up after dinner time tonight. It continues into tomorrow morning, continuing that weather alert through the first half of Thursday. The showers taper late Thursday. We got some sunshine in that forecast. Don't fret. Friday into Saturday. However, the clouds build once more late weekend. Temperatures finally getting back into the 70s as we continue into next week.
And at least it's not cold rain. I mean, it's in the 60s and raining. So.
Yeah, certainly, but not going to see really much in terms of severe weather, in terms of thunderstorms. Just got to watch out for those heavier downpours.
Okay, well, welcome aboard. We'll see you at noon for the rest of the week as well. Thank you all for joining us today. Our coverage picks up now on turn10.com. We will see you next on NBC 10 News at 4 o'clock. Have a wonderful day.
Studio 10 with Mario Hilario, Christina Ernie, and Kristen Ray. Sponsored by Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.